Alright, in this video, we're going to be discussing three main points for comparing FastAPI to the Django REST framework, and to know which one is better and which one you want to learn and use in the future. This entire comparison comes from sitting across from a colleague of mine, and we were discussing the rapid development of frameworks and libraries. And when you really start analyzing different frameworks and libraries, you notice a slight trend in the similarities between them. But what you don't see as easy is performance, ease of learning, and the supportiveness from the community. So I spent hours and hours analyzing data points from these three main subjects, and we'll be using them as the data for this video, starting with performance. Let me walk you through how I set up the performance benchmark. I wanted to create a realistic testing environment, so I designed two identical API endpoints, one using FastAPI and the other using Django REST framework. Both endpoints were tasked with performing similar operations, which included just basic CRUD operations on a simple database model and then returning JSON responses. To ensure overall fairness, I deployed both applications on the exact same server with identical hardware specs. I used a popular load testing tool called Locust to simulate thousands of requests per second to these endpoints. I chose requests per second in latency as my primary metrics for comparison, as these are crucial indicators of just overall API performance. After running the benchmark for a consistent period, I gathered the data and compiled it into a graph that you see here. Let's start with the requests per second. FastAPI significantly outperformed Django REST framework, handling around 1,000 requests per second compared to Django REST 300 requests per second. Now, this wasn't too surprising given the tools and the infrastructure of both. FastAPI's reputation for being lightweight and optimized for high performance due to the ASG framework that FastAPI is ultimately built on, along with its native support for asynchronous operations, gives it a slight edge in being able to go against requests per second. Now, when it comes to latency though, is where I was a little bit more surprised, because FastAPI also came out ahead with an average latency of just 50 milliseconds, where DRF's latency was around 200 milliseconds. This lower latency means that FastAPI can respond to client requests very quick in both latency and requests per second. So when it comes to performance, I'm going to have to say FastAPI is the winner. But now let's switch to point number two, which is ease of learning. Now, the ease of learning factor largely depends on your current background and experience. Django REST framework is built on top of like the full Django framework. You can kind of think of Django REST framework as like an attachment to the larger Django project. So if you already have experience with Django, you will be able to quickly pick up Django REST framework, as there are a ton of similarities when navigating around the project. Django is also considered to have a steep learning curve, but if you already have that out of the way and you already know Django, then picking up DRF is going to be easy, as the framework has a lot of those same batteries and building blocks. FastAPI, on the other hand, doesn't have the Django or backend experience, bonus points that you get if you already know Django. It was designed with the idea of being easy to use and being developer friendly, especially if you are really good at Python, because it comes with Python type hints. FastAPI leverages Python's modern features like type annotations to provide better error messages and automatic validating with Pydantic. So if you're familiar with Pydantic and you're familiar with Python type hints, then that just makes the overall process of learning FastAPI just quicker, because you can add in data validation with Pydantic, you can add in exception handling, you can add in a lot of things very quick because it's all based off of Python type hints. Now, the third point is quite interesting in my opinion. I love this third point, and that's the supportiveness and the community behind each project. The best way to do this analysis, in my opinion, is kind of checking out the GitHub stars. Django is the leader with 78.6K stars, with FastAPI right behind it at 74.8K stars. And then Django REST is quite far behind both of them at 28K stars. If we broke down the application into a pie chart, so here we can see this, we can see that FastAPI is more comparable to like Django when it comes into popularity, but Django is significantly older than FastAPI, right? So when you're talking about popularity and the community behind it, the best way is really seeing like the last few years and seeing how the last few years have caught up with either one of the projects. And we know that FastAPI is gaining a ton of traction right now. Like, it is shooting up, and I wouldn't be surprised if FastAPI passed Django in another year or two. Like, it is growing at a significant speed when it comes to just people starring the repository. Django has been around for a very long time, so there's going to be more legacy projects and just projects in general using the entire Django battery pack, and DRF sits on top of that, right? So you can now call endpoints throughout your Django application. But when it just comes to just creating microservices or API endpoints, or just the backend and the responsibility that the backend has, FastAPI probably has a bigger supportive group when it comes to just backend development, while Django probably has a bigger supportive group when it comes into the framework that can build the entire web application. But if we're just going to compare DRF to FastAPI, I'm going to have to give that win to FastAPI. So now that you have all this information, you can use it to make a better framework decisions and better library decisions for you and your future applications. So with that, cheers, friend.